DFM can find theirs.
Okay, T1 on
Personally,
defense
I'm a
and
big fan
DFM
of
on
the raise
attack.
even here in Ascent, right? Obviously, sure, opping, you can still do it on the raise as long as you know your angles, but there's just a lot more utility. So if you know your flight paths to get into the site, as long as that's pat down, the way you can use other things to clear out some utility, to put extra pressure, to control both A main and B main from either part of the map, I think it's a huge boon rather than Jet, who eventually always does have to take that contact,
quickly
which is
upload
slowly
this
being
video.
phased out in the meta for the time
Still
being.
not uploaded yet. All right.
Study some fun
Okay, yeah,
videos.
like we said, T1 on defense, DFM on attack,
Get that
and
movement down pat.
got a weird comp from DFM.
From the side of T1, no one in the site itself.
The standard wall that a lot of people are using. Block off deep short, block off middle.
No, obviously T1.
Let's give you a cubby towards middle. Speaking of middle, yeah, T1 can play a lot of positions where you would struggle to play against normal comps.
Jump out, tap on the orb. That's going to be the
Right, so like these boxes are the main ones. Because you already see them play over towards middle. Honestly, this box towards B now, because of this smoke, harder to play because they block vision and they could be behind this box. That is a lovely shot.
Spotted across the way, side player, that Sheriff in his hands, able to find
A
that
lovely
kill. Now the
time
frag
nade
can
as
really
well,
slow
just
up
stops them
and
back,
chunk
gets a
them
little
down.
bit of chip damage.
375
Means they can
made
flood
Anthem.
into the site as well and play behind the util now.
You got to be able to utilize Medusa at this point. He wasn't spotted on that lurk. See if you can regroup with him, and if he can create space to get into B or mid, that'll give DFM a second chance in this round.
Pushing down this way, but Carpe now moving, rotating out. Looks like he's just going to be going for the jump
Hey,
over the top of the wall.
keep an eye on
He's
it.
going on that market approach. Which they are about to.
30 seconds left.
Big bit of pressure over towards short, flash, knife, and it is all down to Izu.
Okay, but really delayed on the Dragon Cross. May just kind of sprinting in, he's able to go ahead.
Looked like he didn't move his crosshair too much there.
For the damage found from that, it's Carpe waiting to see, but
And the recovery is incredible. They get over towards site. They still have Omen Flash, Boombot.
The team to get close by, but door is going to have to be broken first and foremost.
They have one passing over towards B main as well.
Main control, it looks like Cess is considering potentially lurking around, but he's just going to hang far back. Doesn't get tagged by the 0 point.
Does not. He also does have that paranoia still available as well.
Yeah,
So
he's
one
playing
more
so
attempt to
far
further
back over
slow up
towards
this
him.
approach here from T1. Point at the ready. There's a drop down. Excurate now checking behind him. Ends up falling.
Good flash lane here.
Collects that kill.
Good Omen flash lane here.
Those right clicks is okay. Rossi trying to match.
Comes in a little bit late, but it still looks like they win the round. Nicely done from Medusa. Kills 3 here. I mean, the important kill.
Very well done by
Wasn't
DFM.
market.
They recognize that T1 is also playing it safe. Eventually, Neth gets caught in mid, and from there on, they don't rush it into A. They still take advantage of the fact that they haven't shown themselves. Pressure back on A through short. Then it's
Ikram in the
quick
YouTube
finish.
chat. Thank you so much for that, bro.
Post-plan. I mean, the
Appreciate it,
paranoia
dude.
may be saved until the very last second, but having faith in his teammates to have that crossfire, a great start.
Thanks for the support, man. Thank you for that.
For the standard Saya purchase. Marshall's still going to be in play, something that DFM will be very well aware of. It's a matter about sussing out where exactly.
Yeah, and T1 kind of heavy leaned over towards A. It's not like the fake bit of util pulled anyone over. It just made them feel confident that they could keep the stack going, basically.
Pay a little bit more attention to that A side, so that's where the stack's going to
2
be.
FPS.
DFM will try to throw a curveball around.
That PC was struggling.
As we have this chance.
Oh, that is
just enough. Medusa now dead, looking for the flick of his life there.
Yeah, but that alone, I mean, it slows him down a lot. It's Saya player. He's often good for more than one.
The controllers, but there's a chest shot. Anthem taken down low. 49 remaining here on the KO. We'll be able to bring an end to it here for now, shutting the door.
Please tell you that Fnatic goes to Shanghai. I still think they will.
Any kind of connection, but still 5 members alive here for T1 as they get ready to go.
Not hard to
on the approach here to retake
fix
the
a
site.
lot of what was going on.
They're in main, May able to find side player.
Players need to play though.
Rounded flash coming through.
Players got to be playing.
Second, paint shells back online. Anthem will get a piece there.
Yeah, this has been nice as well.
Oversends the paint shell.
Other than the little overstep from
He's very wary
Medusa.
about this position over
Everything else is very nice.
Gonna be spotted. Is gonna be
Even the
Rossi
spam's
taken
coming
down.
in as well.
Able to find that kill. Pushing the smoke. Carpe gonna be good for one.
Out of all the guns, man, the Bulldog just runs in.
Find an additional kill if you can drop Anthem. That would leave a rifle down on the
It's
ground.
getting costly now because of that. Yeah, one thing snowballed into 2 deaths essentially.
Off this map 2-0.
Still okay, but the bonus isn't going to be. I mean,
dropping more weapons than they
bonus
should
is going to
have,
be
but
alright.
DFM
Yeah,
will
I
still
agree with
come out
that.
on top. And overall, what I
Carpe
really like
gets
from DFM
the
there
Odin
is
out.
the
They
post
have
plant
3
wasn't gonna
rifles
feel
and 2
very
pistols.
safe, right? If you allow them to start to flood into the site with pistols, you're not going to be able to utilize the weapons you have to
I need to see
maximum
more Jack, but I
efficiency.
think
So they take
I
the
think
time
that
to
has
push back out,
legs.
dwindle the numbers, and keep them at bay so that
think
you
it's
can
valid
still
at least
spam
for
through those choke
icebox.
points, through the smokes. So it's really good decision making. Overall, looking like a very stable start for DFM. And now we'll see how T1 reacts with the
Paper X
buys up,
Tryhard
the
as well.
coming
Thank
out.
you for doing
That
that
was
as well.
something
There's
that
2
I
of
wanted
you
to
now.
mention was first time Rossi's playing something other than
What do I
Viper
call
here
this?
in
Super
Pacific at
chats?
all.
What is this
So
on
we'll see how he
YouTube?
performs on the KO. Of course, not an entirely new agent for him, but it is going to be new here on the stage.
2 sheriffs, otherwise Bulldogs and a Vandal here for the
Super
side of
chats?
DFM. So still
Thank you so much, man.
Well,
Paper X
hit a bit of
Tryhard.
firepower,
Appreciate you
Rossi.
for doing that. Thank
Full
you.
flash, turns his sights back over to May, trying to get that fragment down. May, that's his moment to strike. Rocket out, sends it. I play down to 41. Is Izu able to find that transfer?
Dude, he did great, and it's still a really close round. And that nade takes him down. Saya does good to get 1 kill. And
on for an ace, sees the gun, but
oh, did they not hear it?
quite find that shot.
Oh
Carpe turns
man, there
back,
was a
but just
chance
little
there.
bit
5
whiffy.
HP. Tell you what,
Damage dealt there from the side
DFM
of
going to be a little
DFM.
bit gutted because honestly they could have won this round. But in terms of the overall damage done, it's enough to make this a swing round.
Actually winning that round too. The setup they have between May and Medusa, trying to create that noise so Medusa can get the flank around window. It was good, but like you said, not able to close out the kill, so T1 will barely stabilize. Able to continue with a couple of half armors. Talked about Izu before this match started. Looks like he's right back in focus, trying to make sure he's the anchor that T1 needs.
Okay, massive rounds.
1 less kill from him.
And flash over towards short, recon goes in and spam. And as we can see, no one here.
Also changing up his
The
position,
classic
shifting
EG
off the
strat.
side, just sending out a flash, trying to break down that barrier wall.
Instant reposition
Very
from
far
the
back.
KO.
Okay, side player spotting 1. Does you use the tailwind there as May work down to 60 HP, just trying to get himself boosted up over the top. Saya, well, he knows that he's there now. As there's a swing out, but actually doesn't send the shot.
I think if he
He
sent
had
the
the
shot
lineup
there, it's
ready to
probably a
go,
headshot.
but decides to just back away instead.
Yeah, a lot of time bought for T1 though. Eventually they'll have to give up a main control. Still have the nano swarms from afar. I love the Killjoy setup right now. You can still get all the information from mid to B, but provide that global support with the nano swarms, which aren't tied to your range, your passive range. That allows just the double setup for now.
Okay, the KO flash, and this is looking similar to a pistol.
If he wants to put a little pressure back on
Yeah,
mid.
but this time we invest the KO all into it as well. And rotate-wise, 2 people moving off towards B. Spam, managed to dodge all the spam as well. This is nice from DFM. Similar to the pistol, does pull a rotate out. Omen here, 30 seconds, extra back of sight. That's nice, man. The lark smoke to get him onto sight. Yeah, now they crossfire.
Kill found, but now 21 back, but Execute to find another.
Solid play, 19 HP, keep an eye on the time, 10 seconds.
Execute, trying to dance around. Lusa tries to flush him out, ends up falling.
Ooh, no time on the plant now.
Finds the headshot to take down Carpe. But he just doesn't
Very
have the
close
plan.
round, we gotta
It's
give
not in his
Izu his
hands.
props here.
Just can't get that one down,
Smoke
so
connects with this
unfortunately here for
smoke,
the
gives
side
him
of
a
DFM,
path over
he's
towards
gonna have to stay tucked.
stairs, gets the first kill, then they focus on him, we get the trade out, is perfect.
Yeah, a little bit aggressive there from DFM, but not with the entire clearance. I like the idea of the fake out, right? You're sending the null command, you've already pressured A main, and you think it's gonna be an A pinch. However, they had no secure information on B, so no way to really clear that back of sight. And Izu, very fast backup. I mean, seeking through his own Caterpillar smokes there. That makes all the difference for Execute to hold just one angle.
Yeah, I mean, trying to go for that, trying to just drag everybody across, but they were still in the middle of rotating. So, like, okay, well, we're just back.
This was a close round.
Really
It's a nice try from DFM. I mean, this is gonna be the second Razor, right?
Find a solid foothold on that B side.
Losing my mind.
T1 right up 2-2, but it is anything other than clean. Because right now, very scrappy between the two teams. See cash not being built up here.
Yeah, whoever wins
Carpe
this
with some money.
Yeah,
we'll be
they
able to
got
start
enough
baking
kills,
things up.
and
Now,
obviously
DFM's continuing to try to condition
getting
with
the
this
spike
deep
down
on
means
screen.
that they can
Oh,
33 HP. Gotta be careful. It feels pretty risky talking to be here. Oh my god, I can't believe Anthem is still like cool enough to just be walking around. Look at their HPs, man. They got wrecked in B-main.
In their HP bar.
Yeah, none of them look green, that's for sure.
Yeah, and just on the nice off angle here as well.
Says, oh, you must
And
think
it's a
I'm
lot harder
tree.
for them to clear middle, right? No drone, no recon.
Flush along the stairs now.
So
Just
these
peels
kind
back
of
over to
positions and
bench.
Saya going aggro, but
All
not
DFM.
like crazy aggro and just holding off
Set up and
angles is
try to
going to work
attack
well.
as a site,
30
but
seconds.
Carpe
Good sign
has
for
already
T1 that
rotated
he's
his
feeling
way over
confident
with
as
that
well.
Odin in hand.
They've got such little HPs to get
Comes
insight here.
down, there's the paint shells out, Neth dead.
Yeah.
Rossi as well. Able to
Single
find
bullet
Maze. He
for
comes
both of
flying
them.
in out of the darkness. That effectively has to be the call to save now.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, and on this one, the Omen
about
really
the
had to
throw
just
around, not much
smoke
you can
TP
do
doing
in.
here. So,
Only one with high
especially
HP,
with
like
this
the Omen
round,
needed to be the
plus-
person making a play here.
okay, take the upgrade. I don't know if T1's going to let you get away with it, but
Pop Flash doesn't go deep enough to swing in here. So it might still be bridge too far, but okay, yeah. They'll lose out
Still
on two
though,
of those weapons.
not too bad in terms of
Look at the
damage.
round
2 people
win.
staying alive.
Damage dealt. And overall, I mean, I guess, you know, if you want anybody on the enemy team to maybe get that ultimate, I suppose it's the Omen.
yeah. Not the worst thing here for T1. But I'm wondering if DFM, they're
Yeah,
gonna
this
start
slow
to switch up
default
the
into
screen
B
a little
just
bit
gets
just to apply some pressure elsewhere.
early wrecked by the Odin.
Because otherwise, T1, I mean, they don't have to put too much weight. Even if it's pressure, even if it's fake pressure, you can always try to go for the retakes on A as well. Just delay. So I'd love to see, you know,
It's
one
about
or
to get
two
pretty
other
scary
screens mixed
for
in. Doesn't
DFM,
have
because
to be
honestly this
consistent,
is
just one or two rounds. 'Cause that helps really
a
add
lot
to the
of
mental
ults.
stack against T1.
Squeeze out another buy into
Very
it,
shared effort at
and
the
we
moment
take
here from
2
side of
hits,
T1.
and
Really
they do have the
straightforward
Raze ult still,
As far
so
as the kills are concerned, as for May, you know, for the side of DFM, has widely been May. That huge impact as side player. Not the tailwind anymore. Maybe May try to just go rushing in with that showstopper, giving them to get the mobility away from the jet, but does think better of it. I think that overall that's going to be the
feel
best
good
decision.
though. But
Yeah, they drew the drone as well. They know that there was some
T1
focus on B.
realized
so
they need to take
DFM
some map
looking to
control,
start
and
a
is
game,
this
but
a
look at the
3-person
stack.
push on
Immediate
short?
reaction from
What is the
T1.
timing?
Well, there's a 0-point flash just.
Everyone ate the
right in
flash
front of
apart
their
from
faces,
Saya.
but now they're gonna be slowed
The
up.
great
Showstopper
Omen flash.
though.
The satchel actually
Falling out,
hit
May
2 of
again
them and
down
pushed
low,
them
5
back.
HP remaining on him. Extra able to find Medusa. Looks for a little bit more
I think
there
that's
in
wild.
mid. May turns back. Is able to find him, but
21 and
it's just
5 HP.
bloody back and forth.
I'm pretty
Rossi
sure
on the floor here at the
the
moment.
satchel of the Raze there made them
well, I
both
can't
dodge
really
the
res you.
Omen
30
flash.
seconds left.
But also we have the spike down, and that guy's got no HP. Goes for the kill. Now we'll be able to pick him back up. So it's going to be 2 more weapons carried forward here for T1 as they move up 4-2.
They're kind of close. They
Damn
could.
scrappy.
They could buy again.
A lot of weapons
Yeah.
being dropped.
And
no
then
one
it's just
really able
Anthem
to
that
build
takes a bit of a hit.
for the entire team.
Guardian
But
so we can
overall,
get
a
full
good read
util.
from T1. Right, you get pressured in mid. You still have
Yeah, I'm
ways
pretty
to get
sure that's right.
information across market. So the only thing
The
you're
satchel
really
saved
lacking on
the
is main
KO,
where
and then
that
the KO
top
got
screen
2
is
kills.
covering you. So you don't want to have to go through the decay. You ditch main, you stack up on tree. You're looking for a way to push out of the 0-point tags. It just so lands right on the flash. And then the null command to deny the showstopper as well. That null command saves everything.
Yeah, it was a very good ult.
4 ultimates online here for T1. Crucial one's not that far away here for the side of DFM. An early pick. Set up for Neth to utilize that neural theft, but now's not with the rest of
Rossi
the
showing
squad.
us that he can
So
play.
back around the other side of the
Okay.
map. Medusa
Showing us that he can play other
taking down
agents
first
as
and
well.
foremost.
Been looking
Rossi
super
able to
strong
find
on the
that kill.
Viper.
Oh, and they were getting able to get snuck in, right? I mean, DFM, they even spot the fact, okay, that the smoke doesn't really have anyone covering it.
May with 1. But as Carpe sends out the drone, he'll see no one else is really pushing in on the back end of that. Entry power very much taken away from them. Spike is in hand, but realistically, where do you try to go from here?
Yeah, DFM, I think they could gain a lot of value right now in this round to just try to suss out what's the movement like from T1, right? What's the rest of the setup? Because the round, like you mentioned, is looking very difficult, but you're not in that far out on the attacking half on Ascent. So getting some more information, getting some habits and tendencies out of the way from T1, that'll help you set up an
One
advantage
player.
in the future
I
rounds.
say there's one player over towards
Little
A.
peek in and-
Yeah,
okay,
it was a
Saya
nice
finds
readjustment though
himself a
from
second target.
T1.
Rossi will be able to get Neth.
One player being spot meant that the KO pushed through and then the op covered short.
Significantly cleaner.
And they got the kill after this, and they just basically just switched back and then they were ready to trade.
Make sure that their Omen player has a weapon in hand. It's just a solid start. Just
yeah, T1 looked decent. I feel like DFM need to. I mean, their mid control is working well. Like their deep mid control.
Yeah, and it's
go back to that
as well. Someone who's been known for his operator the entire career, quite frankly, in Valorant. So that's something that they will have to figure out. Now, DFM, there's several questions that they need to answer, right? One is, how do we deal with this operator? Two is, if you're going to set up this screen, the problem is now you've noticed that T1 tends to push out of it. They're ready for the lurk. So do you dump your util just to shove them out of tree? And if you do, like, that can be okay. But if it does not lead to a kill, how else are you gaining space and information? During that dump, is someone, you know, nearby already in B main, somewhere right close to A main, to listen for the audio cues, to take that space, to gain some more control? You gotta have these multi-step flow charts.
Has there been a Rossi tech pause? Nah, not yet.
We'll see if that's
There's
ready to go
time.
off of this timeout.
Still not so far behind that this isn't recoverable. It's only 3 rounds.
Yes.
Plenty more to be played out here in this half. Again, I mean, it has been such narrow margins in several of these.
Good news for DFM is the Odin's not here.
10 and 7.
So they might be able to take a bit of map control. And they're going to hear it over towards short. Ifa might get caught if he goes forward, but it looks like he's chilling.
Bit of this Odin tiles crunch here. Why send a jet in when you can just send 100 bullets? That shuts down mid. I mean, it's things like these, right? Where T1's able to do this because that denies the entire value of that toxic screen. Now you're scared. You got to use util to clear up mid again, things like that. Now, DFM's adjustment is a late lurk in from Sesu. We'll see. That comes to fruition. Of course, a weak round.
It's a smoke to get them B main, then they pick it up and they go a little bit deeper. It's a nice smoke. It leaks out over towards site, so it blocks vision from lane.
Lobs it right back in.
Yeah, you have to remember that it's multiple rounds you have to think about. Not just one round at a time in isolation, but how does it all stack up?
And another full
it is actually.
There is May jumping forward, shot.
Yeah, this is looking good. Really good. Nice go huge. Do they stop the Omen? Man, Saya killed the person that was gonna kill him, and then he Omen flashes and they get 2 off of it.
Now it's all down to the Omen. It's a creep around. Second shot will connect. Finds the kill on.
That was a very nice round. Very nice round. I'll tell you what though, in terms of DFM, the actual default, nice shots again. Really nice shots in this round. Savior, like an absolute savior. It was a done round unless he got like all 3 of those kills. Well, all 2 of those kills. The DFM default was pretty cool though. Viper smoke to get them the main control, and then when they get it, they put it here. And it blocks vision because they can get out towards lane, and obviously lane doesn't know if they go out, so you constantly have to have 2 people B. It's that's nice. That's another good smoke that teams can put in on this one. I liked it.
Quick turn back. You don't get that pick. Maybe the paranoia doesn't
yeah, Saya was unreal.
And then the cleanup on the remaining players that much more difficult, if not impossible. Fantastic timing there from Saya. Oh, did he see him before the smoke bloomed? Saya still Medusa.
Yeah, and
a little bit faster. We'll take him down, and that's going to be a
very
solid
a little bit
start
uncomfy
here
for him.
Pop flash over the top here.
Over towards A in the 4v5, they take a lot of control, and he pushes forwards in terms of Izu.
It looks like they're going to be leaving Izu in a bit of a more unorthodox position just behind.
Well, it's a very infamous position as well, so we'll have to watch and see how that pans out.
That's very true, as Excurate getting bogged a little bit there by the boom bot. Doesn't clear him, nor May.
I mean, this is all down to the Omen.
5 HP remaining there on the race, so damage dealt, but kill not found. 2-man advantage here for the side of DFM.
There's a world Rossi could get a nice flash to nades. Okay, nicely done. I mean, this is their round unless Rossi does an absolute miracle play. Makes the right choice though. Picks the place where there's only one person. They find out the info, gets the orb as well on top of this, and then yeah, it was a done round. He did the right decision though, tried to make it doable. Just wasn't expecting the extra luck.
Plenty of cash here in the hands of T1.
Very nice round from DFM. Honestly, past 2 rounds been cool from DFM. Got some good stuff.
Carpe continuing to creep closer though.
I mean, you've got so many creds, so I don't blame him. Right, sure, May is 2 points away from the showstopper. That would be the one thing you're a little concerned about, but the creds are so low on the side of DFM. You want to try at least a little bit.
Oh, I mean, he hit Anthem down to 62.
Everyone quite low.
Recon not spotting, but May will be able to
Very
survive
nice.
the round.
And the round they
Pushes
win,
up
4 people
one step
alive.
closer to that showstopper.
Great round.
DFM lock in a third round victory here in the first half.
And what T1 was doing in that previous round is somewhat what I wanted to see from DFM, right? Where you're putting pressure on one side, and then even if things don't work out, you still took over A main. However, one of T1's weaknesses is they don't ever stop that, right? They're always willing to take more contact to get information to make sure that they're continuing to expand their territory on the map. DFM correctly identifies that they're still waiting for another peek out across all 3 lanes of Ascent, and they will get rewarded.
Taking over towards B main.
Chance to soften up the bank a little
And we
bit
have the
here.
Odin
Side
here.
player, the one buying down to get that operator back online. Also, he has enough money to go ahead and afford another one here. But
They
Carpe now
pick the
pulls
right side though,
well back.
but it gets a little
Over
bit
towards the
weird,
spawn
right?
here.
They
As
know
the
that the
rush
Killjoy
ready to
ult
come
is
through.
online,
A
so
little
they
bit of
have to
damage
fight
across.
this
May
area a
able
bit
to
more and they
tank
have to
up
plant.
slightly, but overall, still quite healthy.
That's why Viper's
T1
playing close at the
clustered
moment.
up most of
Viper
them over here
still has
towards Market.
smoke,
Looks
could
to
throw
shoot.
that spawn. Yeah, nice way of handling this. Ult goes over towards spawn.
The
DFM is looking really good at the moment, by the way. These past 3 rounds have been
Very
these 2
big.
players that we're going to go
Very,
on this
very
flank
nice.
that are just going to be sat back in B lobby.
Yeah, very big from May, recognizing that if the Odin's going to keep spamming, we got to push out, we got to do something about it. Otherwise, this pit is our own death trap. Whether they knew about the flanks or not doesn't even matter. But you got to imagine that that's a possibility DFM considered. Now, T1 heads up play to go for the flank, knowing that the pit is available. But they won't be able to make use of it, like you said. And DFM, looking pretty solid already.
You can take a pretty easy guess as far as where Izu's going to be. Paint Shell's down to 6 HP now.
Did the jump save him? Maybe.
If he provides some form of covering fire, but now he
And they
himself is gonna
fully
get caught up in
take
the
it
mix. Just distracted
all the way
long
down in
enough for
terms of
Medusa
no
and Anthem
people
to get taken out
saving.
by this
2
fight,
people
but
are
they
wrecked
have
in
plenty
terms of
cash,
the
so
money.
they're going to be too worried about it. The main thing is them getting that round win.
And the showstopper online for May.
And do they
14
force or do
9
they...
in this map? Looking very solid already. Not an entirely bad
people
half
take a
for the
hit, huh?
attack on Ascent, especially given how it started. A 6-round win streak on the side of T1.
Yeah.
If they get any more here, it's a nice bonus.
やっぱ0ピン採用や俺
Absolutely would be.
Okay.
Feeling good.
Knives, and they get dropped
You
in
imagine,
Odin as well, so
Beth Lynell,
actually
a bit of
the
a rocky
recovery is
start
really
for
good.
him, just a singular
Didn't
kill,
see
but
the
as you
knives
move
were here.
over on that defending side as the Cypher, that's where you're really going to be able to be in a stronger position to actually find some
And
tangible impact.
DFM just fully aware that over towards middle they might be doing some kind of play with the knives.
Okay, 0 point.
So they
Not
play
enough
far
to
back
actually
over
scout
towards B.
wine here.
They recognize it,
And
though,
they're
looks
pretty much
like.
just ready for
Waiting
all of
for a
that.
potential peek out
The
from either
normal
angle.
Pings
get
going
rounds.
down. Very much
Contact of the
suspicious
KO,
about
Omen
this.
Flash,
We'll see.
these 3 eat it.
Playing back Gen here for the moment. There's the Paranoia sent in. Just for the further target.
Nicely done.
Follow up on
How
the
on
second May.
earth is he doing
We'll
that?
strike him down. Showstopper still at the ready. Side player now. Knives drawn. Sends one.
Trying to see if it draws Saya into a fight. He's not that crazy.
Oh, yeah. No tailwind's going to have to back away as that second knife does whiff. Harpe in the meantime, just looking to hold from heaven. Waiting for any kind of additional cue. So far, it's just going to be the boom bot. Sends that dart right before it would have been nullified.
This is a lot of time spent for DFM. I get what they're trying to do. They know that
30
T1's going to want to take contact, so they play it slow, but that numbers advantage
Honestly,
may
the
not
cover
be as great
sound
as
was
they
good
think with
here.
an Odin here.
Oh, the
no.
gap
Oh,
to work
no.
with there. That's going to be enough. Spotted.
Not
Anthem
like
now
this.
Mowed down as Carpe just continues to hold M1. Can't readjust for Medusa. Doesn't get any damage out onto the Viper.
Killjoy
either.
ult can go up
Right now,
though,
gonna
but
be
they have
coming through,
Razor
but next
for
in
this
position,
and
lockdown
satchels.
At the ready. He sends it. Mitchell's not
Do they
available, but
even
there's
want
still
to?
that
They
showstopper
could
here
be
from May, so
relatively
T1 have to
confident.
be
Yeah,
very
wall goes
cognizant
up.
of.
This person's going to try and
Medusa
find safety over
on a bit
towards
of a
short.
walk. And Sai says, oh, hello.
Okay, and then we have a
I didn't
Razor,
see you
so it's
there.
going to be like get a
It's
kill
headshot
and then a
now that
Razor.
brings May into the 1v2.
And they
Can't
just
quite
didn't
line
give
it
him a
up, though.
chance
Wow.
with
The
the timing.
readjustment, Sai player
All
continues
fell
to
down to
counterswing
the
against him.
missed smoke
Finds that
here.
elimination. So T1 will be able to get themselves now up to 7-round wins.
Yeah, and a good double swing high-low setup there.
Yeah,
Going
they
up to
played
the
it very
spike
good
as
in the
well for
2-on-2.
Nextyear and Saya. Well played. Medusa,
In terms of
it
T1.
seemed like he had his own pick of trying to find maybe one extra member next to that lockdown. And then, you know, seeing if he has a chance to break it. Doesn't
Dude,
quite
that
clear
reverb is
all
so
of
loud
that
in
area.
comparison to these.
That's going to be the death in the round, going over to T1. But again,
play.
DFM, some good ideas in the first half. It's just that they start to get real cautious as they start to taste a little bit of that round win coming their way. Now, because it's T1, they get rewarded now every now and then. But at the end of it, you're down to 20 seconds, 30 seconds. You got to start rushing in.
Chance to make this a 7-5 half here for DFM. Very solid position to be in. As for now, everybody widely just fanned out across the map. That's with the cam. Not going to be spotting too much there. Side player now starting to work forward. There's the side
Yeah,
cage
saw
down.
where the cage
Knows
came
that he's in
from.
there. Decides to just back away. Doesn't want to over-challenge this.
Over towards A, they get aggro on
this
short
would
as
be a
well
big
with the
drone.
drone that's going to clear short. Tucked into the only corner that he could be. Oh, that's unlucky. Ooh. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I
Okay.
was gonna say,
Dude, Ross is
likely
going to be
caught.
furious,
Oh,
man.
covering fire, net the cross away.
Okay,
He finds
there's the
Mizu.
cleanup.
Ooh.
Goes
I
right
was going
back
to say
in.
there was like 32
Cleans him
HP,
up, so
39
The
HP.
3v3 now. The showstopper still online in this final round of the half. Everybody clustered together over towards B.
It's got
It's
to be
just Excurate.
it's got to be a
You
flash
gotta
drive with a
raise
showstopper,
all
right? You don't
this.
have time to clear everything.
No doubt in my
Set up
mind.
for it.
Flash drive out. Showstopper finds it.
And
Excurate going to be taken
yeah,
down.
and his
He
movement
had to
was
be
so
canceled
good
as
that
well.
he's still alive.
Carpe nearby. Spots one, but
Oh, he's
Mizu
5?
way too fast for him. Finds the headshot. Now it is just Izu.
5, and honestly,
off
they
a
probably should have had
1v3.
more. They just messed up a little bit
Relatively
in some of these
quiet
rounds.
Start to stage
Overall,
one.
though,
Still
I'm
not quite
pretty
where he would
impressed.
want to be himself. But if he can make this clutch, he's right back in it. Look at these angles. That
Had some new stuff in there as well.
Isolate this. That smoke would be one way to try to help it, but as he swings the
Not bad.
corner, Anthem will be able to take him down. It's going to be 7-5.
Pacific Ascent is attack sided though.
So it's a
It has been
question
like
of
that.
what
Well,
T1 can
actually,
do to
I
clear
mean, there
that
was
out.
the
How do
Genji
they
game.
identify it early?
Genji game kind of wrecked that a little bit.
We've heard this music before,
We have.
and it's T1 on stage.
Wait,
Yay!
this-
Attack
Of
pause!
course, man. Rossi,
So
bro.
we've been getting through them pretty quickly. It's not on the T1 side, it seems, so
Yeah.
we'll see if it gets resolved in a quick moment.
Which team is worrying me
As it
the
generally
most out
has
of
been
all the
here for stage
regions?
We've kept
One
Jake
from
off
each.
Twitter.
Yes.
Not
That's
allowed
true.
him to.
Away
First thing.
from anything that he can write with, quite frankly.
I mean, honestly, GE,
He's not even allowed. to
Furia.
cancel.
Imagine we just have a bodyguard that follows Jake around.
Slaps pencils.
Who and
pencils
after
in his
picking EMU?
hands. Dude, I have to sign this contract for VCT.
Giants,
So
Pacific.
you have
probably.
to get off the, you have to get off the premises, sir. Just takes him out across the street.
Giants
It's a $2
just because
billion
of
sponsorship deal. Doesn't matter.
Giants just because of their breeze.
Hopefully it will be resolved promptly. But in the meantime, we can of course talk about the Smash overall.
Liquid?
So GFM,
Yeah, but
let's
Liquid
talk
should
about
beat
the
Giants from
positives
what
that
we
we've seen
saw.
because they have made it quite close with a 5-7 half. And you're only 2 rounds down. Took them a little while.
China?
But understanding the fact that
Haven't
T1
watched
was
enough
catching
of the
onto their
games,
default
is the
screens,
issue.
things like that. Understanding that the benefit of that Viper means that
Maybe
T1 has to
DRG,
push
they
out
lost
for
all
information.
gamers, right?
So waiting for that. Those were all the first steps well done. Now sometimes they would start to get a little too cautious and you would run into the
Should,
whole
yeah, should
old
is the main
habit of
one.
playing it a little too safely, things like that. But is that a drawing? It's surely got to be printed and
a
stickered
drawing.
on. Oh, very well done.
Bringing fans to the next level. A lot of art. I mean, there you
Well,
go.
that's a drawing.
Yeah, nice little drawing.
That's wild.
Wow.
Saya player.
Yep. Yeah, side player with his desk as well. You can see the
Hey,
the
that's
shoulders
nuts.
are at pretty much close to 180 degrees there.
Carpe fan since L season 1.
Wow, that's way back.
I was a fan since Apex season 1.
Yeah, you one up those fans, Achilles. You show who's the real fan.
No, but I mean, it does just go to show.
EG a good roster though? Yeah, I need to
even
watch
though
that.
We're still kind of in the nascent phases of Valorant. You know, it's been a couple years of play. First year of, second year of franchising, really.
Yeah, I mean, we had this even in Challenger's career as well, right? With players like Zumba, even Bunny, joining it for Q, making that big wave, bringing over a lot of fans who may not have had initial interest in Valorant, but then really getting caught up in the charm of it as they're following some of these players and teams.
There's plenty of people out there who just say, you know what, like, even if I don't even fully enjoy what they're playing,
quote-unquote weaker teams just going with the meta picks and trying to replicate things as best as possible. But DFM says we've got our own interpretation this time. 16-10 for May. A great first half.
Yeah, and in theory,
I was gonna say, I think.
I mean, the issue is the DFM. It's like
but the
question marks that get created around the map. It's gonna be hard to clear all of these. With just the KO, but that they can also KO flash bodies, and they also have the Cypher that can give them a bit of info. So we'll see.
Hard read from DFM, by the way.
Four-man stack.
There's a 4-person stack with double trips.
And the toxic screen for A.
And he stands further back for this knife.
If this pays off,
Drone goes in over towards middle, creates a bit of pressure towards middle, and with that, the stack has gone.
So far, not really in any kind of committed position, and DFM are going to start drifting away.
Like I said, this comp struggles at clearing question marks, so what they do is with bodies, they clear it. 3 people over towards him.
But now they are going to be split off
and honestly, they might just walk all the way through. We'll see.
By side player, eventually noting it.
It's still the jet that they saw. You still
yeah,
got
let's
the
see what
trips there
Extra
as
can
well.
do. And do they use any util?
So I love this wraparound from DFM as well. Now,
and when do they go?
It's hard to read
it'll be like
position,
off the trips. It's still pretty good. Off the trips they can go behind, or off this contact they can go behind. So
should be able to go for the trade. That's
smoke coming through, but they're already all in front of this one, so they're not going to be too fooled by the movements here.
The real question is can Neth stay alive for his trips to delay? As long as he does not get picked off early, that's the big question.
And that's the signal to go up short.
Spotted pushing forward. You can see Neth playing
goes
quite
in,
far
not
back.
sure it hit anyone.
Avoiding those 0 points coming through. A little bit of spam on the right clicks.
4 people here early. Retakes.
Has been sent in. Rossi going to be tagged down about 74. Sends up the fragment.
They at least have the wall, which means they can save their Omen's smoke for something else. Izu? Oh yeah, they just hogged the wall. 2 shots against the wall, both hit.
That's a fantastic start to this post plane here for the side of T1.
So much to clear here for Cess.
Oh, Excurate spotting him. Just managed to play elusively, but he's between a rock and a hard place. Now the smoke goes down. Instant little head tap there. Gets the finisher. Get them on the drop. Will be able to finish off Izu, but the rest of the team.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit unlucky in terms of the double pistol going the way T1.
T1 played so calmly because he recognized the
oh no, wait,
trips
DFM got
immediately,
first pistol, right?
Okay,
1-1, sorry.
Decayed through the toxic screen. That's what saves him from the right-click spam of Neth on tree, and then this, Izu, way ahead of the boombot. You don't expect a thing.
I actually think, I mean, the turret kind of saves him a little bit here, and the reaction off the turret going was really good, but maybe
solid work there from the
maybe like the original plan of offer the trips and they go middle might have worked out well here. We'll never know. Hindsight, but
so what Saya was able to get done with that Marshall the first time out. That's in a bad spot. Flash in. Gets him tucked into the corner of the main. Just not deep enough to really find A
Fully
huge
out.
amount of damage.
Oh my god. At one point it looked like 3 people were going to line up. This guy keeps getting
for a little bit more. Neth will be able to just
instant
spray
doubles.
across through that toxic screen. Just take him down, but the weapon be recovered. Looks like the answer is going to be no. Neth now gone. Saya able to snipe him out. As Anthem trying to dance around, but yeah, they know exactly where he is. Now it's all on Medusa to see if he can deal any kind of additional damage, but Saya is ready right as the door shuts.
And it's...
C1, now 9 to 5.
They keep the guns into it, and it's double
Alright, gave
armor
up the
rebuy.
pistol. Have to give up.
Yeah, this
the
is it for
eco.
DFM.
Now
And they're up
DFM,
against a
3
very
half
good
armors. See
op.
what the buy is here for T1. They've got a couple
Oh.
options, right? You could really try to snowball it.
Yeah,
Still go
it's
with
a
something
very
like
good
the Outlaw if you
bonus
recognize
round.
the situation. Just Saya player things.
Yep. See what he lands on here as far as the weapons are concerned. And you mentioned the Outlaw. There it is.
Yeah, I like the heads-up play here. In theory,
Outlaw
would
with
should
3
make your
people that
bonus
can get
obviously
one
well
shot.
ahead of it.
Oh,
Boy, there.
Gets tagged.
he does. Just
That was
knocked
someone
down
that
to
couldn't
60
go one
HP.
shot, so gets away with a bit more HP because there's a wall.
Not quite the Pulvey shot from yesterday, but
That was insane.
decent enough damage there.
So the trips have been cleared. Now recognizing DFM, you saw the ping. They know that they're weak now on a short. So they'll bring in Medusa over. That means mid is short, so only the cam really helping protect that. But a nice spam through the smoke from Cess.
Drone should have gotten the spot there, but actually 100% certain if it did. Either way, May finds Saya. Carpe now dead.
Down A.
May down to 10 HP, but it's just Rossi and Excurate left alive.
And
before this
it looks like they're at least on top of someone being able to have got here.
They are going to be, suspicious
player
of this, and will get taken down. Rossi on his lonesome says, all
But
right,
imagine
well,
they-
my goal is
imagine
now
they
to
lose
try to
no
get
one.
My ultimate online, grabs that orb. See where he decides to approach from, but DFM on pace for a flawless here in this round. Flash forces May back.
There was a funny little interaction here.
And
As soon
Muddy
as they heard
Spaghetti,
the
no,
orb
it's
being
been
taken, Neth
a
runs
pretty-
over to B, and he
pretty good
takes
game
it
so
over
far.
himself as well, just to make sure they're not
There's a
feeding him
lot
on
of
all the
thought
orbs.
behind
I
a
like
lot of
that.
what
A little bit
DFM are
heads-up
doing.
play.
Then you just
Maybe
also know you're
like
not
the
gonna go
only
punished for it.
negative thing
But
I
in the
could
end,
say is like maybe some
Rossi,
duels
about all
could
he
have been
can
won.
do.
That's about
Singular
it.
Or picked up
Like
a
everything
flawless here
else,
for DFM.
like
Not
really
going to allow
strong.
for that conversion to come in. And we'll keep things tight knit once again. Just 3 rounds between these 2 teams.
Yeah, flawless is huge for DFM. Buy up some of those armors.
Okay,
Of course,
and
for
yeah,
T1,
I mean
the
that's a
Outlaw
great
drop,
round
not
to
a big
win.
Deal. You'll still be able to compete on this round. But as it goes, you only get one more shot to really try to keep the lead.
Yeah, I thought maybe just right out of the peripheral that they might have been able to see. That lurked there from Medusa. I think he might have actually gone unnoticed by the drone.
This goes here.
Either way, good for May to just swing in, flush Saya out of tree.
Adjustment on that trip near tree as well. They put it in a little bit deeper just to make sure that it's not a wraparound all the way through heaven.
Cut off a potential window
It's
approach.
a deep
maybe. Haven't
smoke.
quite seen which way
They
it's
go
aligned.
take B main
And
control
the
and
orb
they get the
control to
orb.
deny the potential no
What
command as
an
well.
off is the... Oh, okay. Walk close to see if
Very
there was an
heads up from
alarm bot
DFM.
or if
It
he could
doesn't
hear
really
the
build up
turret, and they
towards any
instantly ping the
crucial
turret
ultimates on
out.
their side. They did give it to Medusa. Slow creep up towards that Viper's pit. Now this cam has been very useful for them, right? They don't really have to push mid too hard to gain information. They'll
Yeah, it's a nice
always
cam.
spot it before the cam goes out.
A really
He's
nice
also been
cam.
sat on it, so you're not really hearing the toggle. Now they'll know exactly where it
2
is.
people
Clear it
on
out, but
site.
Dart has to be removed.
Why destroy?
Knife is great. Hits 3.
His way forward. 0 point comes across. Looking to be shot. Medusa needs
Whoa,
to push
whoa,
forward,
whoa,
rushes
whoa.
in. Tries to
My guy.
capitalize. Gets a little bit of damage. Nope. He will lose his life. Side player able to find that one, but now May
Down
takes
B.
out Rossi. Pushes back through the smoke. Finds
Lovely.
Excurate.
Holy, what
Can't
shots,
pivot
man.
fast
That was
enough to find
nice.
Side player, but now Saya in such a dire situation. Tries to tailwind forward.
I
But
tell you what was really
just
impressive as
swing
well.
out
Like
of
obviously
both, finish him
the
off.
shots were sick.
That
The
is gonna be
Neff
DFM.
here held
Not
onto
flawless
his
this time around,
cage
but
and held
still
onto his
looking
cage.
Incredible.
Yeah, and once they were
Keep
locked
this
in
gap
here, it was really
damn close.
impressive.
2
And as we can
rounds
see,
now,
holding onto this
separating
cage
them as May
really
just continuing to
helped
be
help this happen. So
exactly
Flash
what
comes
they
in,
need
this
to be.
cage then gets popped.
look
Like
at
the
this
patience of that
absolutely
cage is
rejuvenating
very
DFM, 'cause when
impressive.
May started pushing through that smoke,
Good
I thought,
KO
surely
flash
you
as
don't
well.
push this again, but then that's when you hear the flash drive pop right
That was-
above his
that
head,
was
and you
mad.
know it's a setup from his team.
This
They
team
have the faith that
actually,
he's the
this
one
team
who can
gets
really
some,
recreate
he gets some
a lot of
upsets.
space. And of course, they were still holding on to
sure
the site
this
as well.
team gets some
Backside
upsets
still
this
safely
split.
tucked in. So just trying to dwindle the numbers, make sure they alleviate a little bit of that stress. That draws out that timeout from T1.
Their first of the map used. Ottoman Company certainly not going to be happy with how close things are at the moment. Granted, yes, this is DFM's map pick, but I mean, it's DFM. I mean, I can't say it any other way.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
nothing against them, but they haven't really pushed anyone to the limit, right? Let alone take a win.
Looks better than last season.
Sure, you
Way
change your
better.
comp, it's the metacon for T1, but it's a map that's been around for so long. All your players have had their moments on it. And so you got to imagine they thought, no matter what, we're able to win this. Now, Ascent was also one of the maps that Anthem, once he started calling on the previous DFM last year, started to have some good reads and calls. So maybe a little bit of comfort there for him as well. Oh, the nice switch up on the cam. Still able to absolutely gain information if there's a push up mid, but this one is going to be hard to spot, even if it gets a tag.
Suppression there onto Excurate.
Really late with the walls, so they can't adjust to it as well.
Away from the no command, so even if you take the B orb, Cypher's all the way on A. Yeah, and everything.
Oh,
yeah.
he's spotted two, but I don't think he's been spotted at all.
Oh,
There you go.
Damn, a double.
Rossi, easy, both going to be taken down. Arbe is able to rush forward, finds that elimination, would love to try to grab the gun, but he's just a bit too concerned. Now tagged. Cam there at Pizza. That dark throat, swing out, Medusa eating quite a bit of damage. Not enough in reply.
Yeah, very, very nicely done.
They're just not
And
ready for the
this is
lurks
interesting
there
because
from Anthem.
so DFM
down.
were happy to
So
give
too
them
does
an orb,
Excurate.
give them the KO
DFM
ult, and then they played anti-KO ult, right? Trips
round
over
away
towards
from
here,
tying
and then
us
they
up at
made
9-9.
made sure the people that got hit by the KO
They
ult could still have
recognize
impact
the
on the
first
other
step is
sides.
probably the potential no
That's why
command
we're
on
seeing
B,
the
so
smoke
you're
go
not
down
gonna
to A
press
right
for
now.
it
So it
in
looks
case that
like
there is a bit of a
that's
half
mad
buy,
that he gets two there.
but you
It looks like
empty
they have
right?
this
Cypher
same
on the other side,
anti-KO
Trips are still
setup,
online. You got a hidden cannon mid.
which can potentially get
Keeps off
exploited
of
later
smoke.
on.
It's
But
just
I'm also
step by
tempted to
step,
see if
and then they,
T1
of
are going to
course,
work
good for the
that
double
out
as well.
as
Everything
well.
coming together for
Because
DFM.
right
You
at the
just
moment
see
we have a
what these
Viper
single
smoke
round
over
wins
towards
mean
A,
for
but
me
Viper
and the
goes
crew.
over towards
I
B
mean,
if they
yeah.
get hit by the KO
He's
ult.
having a whale of a
And then
time.
we have Cypher
Top
here,
bracket
and then
in
we
the
have a
lobby.
trip over
Even
towards
the
here.
team
So
so
both
tight-knit
of the
against
agents that
T1.
can have impact on the other side of the
Just,
map
yeah,
set
nice.
up for it.
I mean,
It's
this is a
nice, and
guy
they do
who
actually
used to be
change it up
part
a
of the
little bit.
conversation when a lot of the fans of the Japanese scene were
It's
talking
very
about the likes
similar.
of
It's just
Glass
a
and
different
Death,
cage. It's
right?
right.
You say, well, May's another
Same
one
wall.
coming
So,
up.
but it's still good.
Never
Their
really got
anti-KO is
that
very
chance to
nice.
shine on a
And in
global
terms of the
stage. Now he's
anti-KO,
given
just
it.
having a Viper and a
Squandered
Cypher
a
is like
bit
the
in
one.
kickoff, but he's not going to miss out
Two
on the
people with
opportunity this
global
time.
presence.
The man has inherited.
This is going to be a KO ult, but then they
Effectively
have the
a
Viper
fallen
smoke, and the Viper
looking to
smoke is going to
rebuild
give
it
this
so
guy a
far.
good
The
angle,
construction is going
and it's
damn
going to give
well.
this guy room to play around. And they both have
Covered.
util out, so as soon as the
Ready.
ult gets popped, they're going to nade and flash.
Paint shells out. No command now pops. TP forward.
Yeah, but they have the
Player
smoke
just
to play
quite a
around.
bit of damage there.
Like I said, it gives you
Elbow.
angles top of sight.
I mean,
And then he plays around it, and they play around it. Damn, they're really good, man.
Death gets another one. Rossi able to swing out. Gets
They're really good
Remember in
setup.
helmet.
A. 30
Can't
seconds
quite
left.
transfer up onto Neth. Suddenly it is just Excurate
But they're-
all on his
Like if this was my first ever time
The
watching them,
reads
I
are
would say this is
so
like a
solid from DFM. I mean, knowing the
like a
tendencies,
high
but
mid
also
table.
A lot of it, I think, is
like it
just
might
also
just be one map
trusting
they're
that
like
their toxic
insanely
screen
good
will
at,
bring
and
the
that's
value
also
that it's
okay.
meant to, right?
Like
This
a
site
good
is
way
set
of
for
just
toxic
having
screen
like
and
a
mid and
10
B
seconds
control.
left.
good boost
You
into
know how
your
T1
like
used to
league
play
is to
the
just
Viper
kind
as
of
well.
focus
Maybe
on
just
two
using
maps,
that
and then you
against
always
them
have
and
like
saying,
an
"Yep, this is our
insanely
intended
good
setup."
like early pick. Right,
Push
you're
it
always
to
gonna
the
have
other
one map
side.
that's incredible.
Nothing else to
So that
do.
might be what they've done, but
And
I mean,
there's
this
not
is
much,
this
right, with
is
this meta
it's well thought
composition.
out. It's very
You gotta
impressive.
play so much more passively to overcome the Viper setups, and T1's not a team that wants to do that.
They're now tied up at 9-9.
But look at the ult economy, a little bit in favor of DFM. Now, sure, you could argue that T1's ultimates ultimately are a bit more valuable, a little bit more impactful. But DFM, one
But
step
yeah,
ahead.
after
See
some
them being able
footage,
to
this could
really
be
utilize
exploited a
these
little bit,
ults.
right? We saw twice them
just
use the same
generally.
anti-KO setup,
Yeah, it's
but
been
they could
rough
also
for
have
them
a switch
in
on
that
it where they do
regard.
the opposite.
Get out of my way.
Need
So
to be able
there's
to-
variations.
This ult's ready. Get success from them. Side player. Knives popped once again. Making his way down mid. He's on the corner. May's going to be there. There he is. Looks for it. 2 knives sent. Still not found. May continuing to just reposition, just in case that repeat comes in. Try to be a bit unpredictable. Also had the backup there.
Oh, but look at just how fluid DFM can be thanks to this cam. They can empty mid at any point. He can still watch it. He's still got cyber cages to protect himself from B main.
And this time Cam Dart, I think, goes a little bit wide, but Medusa's shot does not. Isu going to be taken down. Showstopper now at the ready.
Oh,
in towards
boy.
Market, and he
He
gets 2
gets
more
a
in trouble.
double.
Messiah player will be able to come up with 2 headshots. May and
This
Medusa both
Messiah
taking out knives.
would
Needs
be a
reset.
mad clip.
2 more to work with.
Blocking sight.
3 players that he has to be concerned about. Stacked
Hey,
up.
really
There you
nicely
go.
done. That with the
This
eco.
eventually is able
The
to
T1
find
used the other timeout.
headshot, and DFM find themselves in a lead.
Since, you know, round 4 when they got tied up, they bring it back.
Yeah, they do.
And in very good fashion, too. It's the complete package. It's hard reads on the round setup. It's reads on the tendencies. You've got the trap plays. You've got good comms. The rotations are there. I mean, yes, it's almost an entirely new roster, but even much more upgraded than kickoff as well.
Nice step. Hey, that's that.
I mean, clearly DFM have not been resting on their laurels.
Yeah, man, they've been
During the
pracking
Madrid break,
heavy
this
for
team
this. Impressive.
Clearly been putting in the work. Now find themselves up by a round here in this set. I mean, that's eluded them, you know, ever since round 2.
Yes.
They got the pistol. They
T1
got the
first time they got to
anti-eco,
play against this as
and
well,
it's
just
been
trying to work
T1
it out
pretty much
on the
whole
fly.
way since then until this very moment.
The
3 more to
bracket it
go
up,
to
bro.
close this out.
The
What
the
a
whole
boon it
format
would be
is-
for them, given that this
is a long
their
one.
map pick.
there might be some
know
maybe someone
what is
can link you a
waiting for
YouTube
over
to
on
it.
Lotus, but hey, if May is going to be playing
It's
raids
weird.
like this,
True.
oh, I mean, that they could find a big, they could find
Game
a
Changers
Lotus
watch
as
party.
well.
I normally do it at the end of the year.
I mean,
It's
the
just the
real
fact
question
that
on Lotus
there's
is, do you get past
there's too much
Experience
going
Chamber,
on.
of course, but
There's
we'll have to
this,
wait and see if
like
maybe it
tier
gets to that
2
point.
and Game
Because
Changers
it's
all
right
at the
now.
same time.
Yeah, early
And to
on.
do all regions and that, like
Something
there's
feels
not enough
too
hours in
like
the day.
Spirit. Another switch on the
So
screen.
it's not
The toxic screen this
not
time
really a
doubled
thing.
up with the Cypher
But
as
I
well.
always do Game Changers, at least
You've got
champs.
the pit. Eventually, if you want to make some fast rotates back over to A, they're going to do a fast push out. It's going to be a pinch onto A with the flash
Flash
drive.
goes in, nade close
Yeah,
on
up
top
over
of this
top
one
there,
as well.
Flash, there's
It's
the
the
2
classic.
kills. Isu just
An
trying to
attack
TP in the
timeout
corner.
with something
This is
aggro, and we
Got
bring
peeled.
something
Play another
relatively
round.
It's
new.
just so clean.
Relatively.
The coverage from
It's like
Cess as well.
it's
They
the
know what
normal
they're
flash
doing,
TP, but
they're
then they
going
have a
to
nade
do
on top of it as well.
in
It's
every
really, really
single
cool.
moment,
And
and I don't
honestly,
know
the flash
how
is
DFM
better than
is
other
doing it.
flashes that I'm seeing people
I
do
mean,
because you can
to
be
have
close
this many
and you can
hard
help out
reads,
as well.
I mean,
They-
like
they
that
are really
play, for
good, man.
sure. Okay, doing it off of a
At least
timeout
this map.
seems reasonable.
Let's not get
But
too
then
carried
to
away.
have the
At least this map
coverage
is very
high-low
good.
to
It's very
watch
high
that
level.
Potential shrouded step to be listening out for it. I mean,
look, there's still more to be played, but if you told me coming into this week that DFM was going to have the hardest counter
This is a great play at the moment. Found the gap. Does the camera
have
every
called
so
you a
often
liar.
check behind?
and
Looks
against a
like
team that
it,
wasn't
because
that
look at
much
where the
risk, you don't have
Viper's
that
holding.
much tape. I mean, sure, they got through to the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the cam
Messiah,
spots him as
yeah.
well.
Spotted, taken down.
Yeah, they're on top of this.
It's just been so crisp. RP just decayed all the way down, but what more can you do?
Not
Back
Bobby. Thank
away.
you for saying that, bro.
Hold on to
30
your
seconds
weapons.
left.
The
Good to see her.
timeout. These two that have been invested from T1 bearing absolutely no fruit here for the squad. DFM.
Yeah, they got a lot of
19
good
seconds
setups.
time.
A lot of
They're
cool
gonna be
plays.
moving up to
What a
11
nice time
rounds.
to bring this aggro out on
Very
them as
close.
well.
Now it's really just a matter of as long as DFM
And the good thing is most people are
doesn't
like
get
ready
too
for
antsy,
aggro,
doesn't
and it's like the
overheat,
standards, right? Like
doesn't start to
Omen
lose
Flash and stuff
control
like
of their
that.
own
But to bring a
excitement,
new one
perhaps.
out as well,
Because, you know,
Pretty
thinking back
cool.
to, for instance, this round, it's off of a timeout. Like, even if it's not hard counter-stranding, you think about how they set that up. Off of a timeout, we want to make sure that we now up the tempo on A side, change up the toxic screen again. But this time, it's Cypher and Viper doubled up. You still got the pit as a
does
backup.
this team make it to
So if you
playoffs?
push
We
out
gotta,
A, if
you
there's no
gotta.
one there, you
We
pit
need to
up,
see
you got
more.
the trips. Like,
Again,
everything
it can
is
be like
covered. And this is just
See,
so
the best example was
thorough,
BBL, right?
thorough
BBL last year
Valorant
would be every
here on
single
this
team on
map
Ascent,
one.
but you look at other maps.
And another, they never
It can-
place things
it
in
could
the
just be
same
one
spot,
good map.
'cause now you have Cypher and Viper.
Because kickoff still
essentially two
looked. I mean,
Sentinels.
kickoff had some potential, but it still wasn't
It's just incredible.
clean.
Remember stack up here for B. May just going to be playing back. So you can go for a quick rotate.
BBL, I mean,
Necessary.
they are the best example. We're on the same map as well, so it made sense.
And note, delayed toxic screen this time, so they don't know exactly where it's set up before the round begins.
Okay, and for literally The T1,
they understand
they are
that
so far down,
the
especially
screen has really been playing
let's
them,
take away
so they'll try
Carpet. Like
to
these three,
deny its
they're
value
really low
early,
by
but
next
push up
round.
from Saya.
So DFM could actually end this here.
I'm not spotting much there. Flash is trying to stave them off, stop any kind of peek from coming through there at B main. Looks like Spike now just going to be ushered back across the map towards the opposite side here, where Meth and Sessa ready for this push to come in.
I mean, Seth's
Okay, group
prepared
up
with
over
Paranoia. He knows
towards
he has
A,
full faith that
and
Meth
we
will
need to keep
cover.
an eye
Not
on
only will you
Rossi's
get
knife,
first
because
sight
if
with the
Rossi
camp,
hits
you're still
the
gonna sight cage. You're still gonna
Rifle,
trip.
this is gonna be a round.
Turn around for the smoke.
On cleared,
Okay,
flashes out.
keep an eye on
Shows
Jet.
up, though.
Making
Plenty of
sound over towards A.
obfuscations.
Jet
May
walks up
spraying into
towards
that
short.
smoke. Forces
Window
you
not
down.
broken.
45 HP on him. Carpe as
Wow,
well.
they're on
Shut
top
down
of it.
Saya, trying to break his way up
Nice.
through window.
Not too tunnel visioned over towards site. 25 seconds.
Paint shell
Camera still.
held.
Omen
TP4
flash still.
alongside the box. He's able to find one. May trades it back. Gives himself a second as Carpe will fall.
Down A.
Spike
Now
down, they
send
have to
side
get
player
it 10
stuck in
seconds.
hell. Knocked down
Do
at
they
51
flood or do they
HP.
chill?
They're just doing so much damage to him. Boombot on the
Dude, this
chase.
Boombot is locking onto everyone.
Yeah.
Just bouncing around.
The Boombot knows where everyone is. Fragment into the corner. Check switch side. Nothing noted, but cut barrel
Ooh.
spotted. Saya dead. Swing comes in. May
Ooh,
gonna fall.
Rossi,
will
nice
find you, but
shots.
do
They
read
know where they
this?
both are,
Medusa,
though.
drop down. Been
So
hurt. He
doable,
finds
you
the
got
first.
Viper money.
Excurrent eliminated.
Ooh,
Swing out
nice
for
round from
Rossi.
Rossi.
Oh.
And he will bail
Savior.
them out.
They have to actually make just like
3K
hero
from the
plays to win
KO.
rounds.
T1.
Huge.
And we'll inch this back
Fast buy rounds
towards
on
a damn
attack.
near tied up game. 11-10. DFM still in the lead, still with cash in the bank.
I mean, T1 held on to this round with their dear life. They knew they had to commit to these fights, so they're constantly swinging out in doubles. That's what really saved them at the end, making sure they're staying one step ahead on the trades, because otherwise, honestly, the response from DFM was once again pretty good. They even
It's a
made
similar
sure that
story
they
in
checked
this one,
window
though,
again for
because
that
if
lurk
this
in
gets
from Saya
reset,
and
it's
them.
actually worse
Catching sight of that
in terms of the
brings back
money.
May
So
and denies that
DFM
flank.
can still win this here. Like, can still just end it with this round, basically.
So now with that null command online, once
29
again,
to
it's a Cypher on A
16.
site,
He's about to drop 30.
Yeah, we're one away from
Wow.
30.
and we may not even go to overtime. That's insane.
And
I believe I read it
KO
correctly. I
ult,
think he's,
same anti-KO setup
29
3 times in a row. They
16
definitely need to make
moment.
sure they have another for their next game. This is
One, they pop this null command.
been exposed
They're
too
gonna be
much,
making
but for
just
this
balls
one
in, and
should
that's
be
just not
should
gonna
be
the
right to win
case.
them
One
in.
of the trips having
Okay,
cleared.
trip over towards
Start
side.
just
It's
clear
all
that
about
one
that.
out.
And
May gonna
May
be taken
caught
down.
out in the
Carpe with a
open. Wasn't expecting him to
fantastic
burst so
opening
fast.
Go to
There's
line
the
share
trip.
damage, sticks a ping on the reveal.
Does
Rossi
get them a kill,
gonna be
sorry.
dropped, but he's able to put him down, but
Smoke as well to allow this. Guy's got to get another.
the fight. Skirret picking him up.
Oh!
Medusa
Oh,
coming up with 2.
Okay, got
keeping
2.
numbers Evened up here.
yeah, way more than I thought was going to happen. They know that Rossi has no armor.
Doesn't catch on to anybody here from DFM. Roll theft available. Just get Neth over to a corpse.
And you've got a paranoia and a flash drive as well. All the tools you need.
Skirret putting some shots through across there as they jump their way over. 1 for 1 there. Side player just get taken down immediately after finding
Dude.
Anthem. Neural theft now.
And the
invested.
Omen
Skirret
flash on top of this.
angle after spotting them here. The reveal is in. Swing down onto the site. Rossi dead.
He has to win
Skirret
it.
Needs to try to 1v2 this. He gets the first. Neth low on
Holy
HP,
hell,
short in
nicely
hand.
done from Nef.
Jumps
Chat,
into boats,
they have
takes
no
it down,
money.
Gets the defuse, and DFM get
They have
themselves
actually
up to
no
map
money.
point.
Like Saya has money,
What
that's
a
it.
hero play.
They
You're
are
the
down
one
to
lower
the
health, you
bare
still just
minimum. They
jump
get
in
one
with the shorty.
rifle.
It's the Hail Mary, because otherwise
It's
you
so
don't have
on.
time to jiggle around.
It's
We've seen
so
many
on.
right around the Rosies there
2
that really deny
chances.
the time
We get the
for
op.
the defuse.
Bulldog light
And now
armor, but
map
he's missing
point
nade
for
and a flash.
DFM.
I'm not sure he can have that Bulldog.
Again, these setups, T1 just not ready for it. A great double.
Dude,
from
what a
Medusa
hero
to
play
buy
back
time.
as Saint.
Things like this, Cess going up high, ready for the crossfire. I mean, DFM, everything is thought through, step by step.
Okay, yeah, so 1 flash,
bit worried.
no
I
nade,
mean, listen,
triple
You
stinger.
gotta be worried until it's over.
Well, potentially the last round here of this map. May at 29 kills, 1 away from a showstopper. Null command online for Anthem, but a multitude of ultimates here for T1 to try to keep themselves in
Saya
this.
gets the op
Take
out.
this up to overtime. Lockdown, Hunter's Fury. Can they get in a position to utilize these? For now, it's side player leading the charge, op in hand, fearlessly working his way up through tree.
You should run.
Spotted there by the cam. Lockdown now.
Killjoy ult goes in.
Committed to.
They're then got to be scared of people going up towards short. What do these
Space
two
not
on
really
site do?
Being taken quite just yet. They'll start working their way forward now. Cyber Cage coming in. May up here on heaven. Lob in.
Damn, bro.
Easy
Do we not hear
roll.
this?
Absolutely unexpected. Comes
Yeah,
in,
dude.
strikes.
I mean,
Takes out two. That is monstrous.
I thought they were gonna just look. I can't believe he stuck it.
Going to be burned here by Anthem. They want to end this right here, right now. Side player taken down a 3v3. Is Carpe, he's committed onto the site.
Nade flushes them out a little bit. Smoke over towards here. Shorty on top.
Immense amount of value.
Oh boy.
Drop down around the back. Carpe puts that stinger to
Hey,
use, finds one.
both
Anthem
under.
gone, but now Medusa and Neth versus
Low
Ross and
HPs?
Extra. They're both so damn low. Stinger finds one extra with 30.
Damn, they actually did it. 37 HP. What a sick map from them. Honestly, like that was very impressive. I came in with low expectation. I've been blown away. That was impressive. They got some really cool stuff. Nicely done.
A map from DFM.